Today's agenda, I need to stop by the powder coater and pick those knobs and face plates up for the doors. Then I need to go to Lowe's and I need to grab like a railing that I could put on that goes, so going down the basement I'll have a railing. And then I need to go over to my house, put those plates on, put that railing on with some concrete screws. And then I need to clean the garage out. So there isn't very much left in the garage. I just need to pretty much grab whatever's in it and get rid of it. And I need to take the Audi over to the shop, and probably this week I'll either take the heads off or do the heads so I can get that thing running and driving so I can get rid of it. It's something I bought that I probably shouldn't have, just because of the fact it kind of hit me in like a weird spot where I ended up having to move, and then it's just been kind of sitting there, and I'm just tired of it, tired of looking at it. So even after I fix it, I just want to get rid of it instead of driving it. So another thing on the agenda is tomorrow I sign the papers and my house should be sold. So I'll kind of continue this video into tomorrow, but I just want to go over how much I spent on the house and what I sold it for, and kind of how much I estimate that I have into it, and how much I made. So a lot of people were wondering about the house project, and a lot of people were saying that I don't finish any projects, but I literally just finished the house project, which probably was the biggest project that I've ever done in my life. Just all the stuff to deal with and get it sold. So I didn't want to say until now that it was sold, just because there's so much footwork to do and have done before it actually sells, and it takes like a month to do that. So I've just kind of been waiting around, not really getting my hopes up, because deals can fall through. I sell cars every once in a while, and deals fall through because of anything. So I'm gonna go over and get that stuff from the powder coater, and then run over to Lowe's in my house. Pretty much what I'm doing is finishing cleaning the garage out. That's the last thing I had to do before I turn the house over to the new owners. Tomorrow, I sign my stuff at 3 p.m. tomorrow. So before I do that, I'll come pick the car up, and this random stuff, I'll get this K block. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'll just scrap that. And then this stuff right here is pretty much trash. Then grab this. I'll probably scrap that. That's my old K head that the cam journal's got all messed up. I'll keep the other K block. Probably throw that stuff on top away, and all the stuff in the corner I'm gonna leave. So not too much to get tomorrow. Oh, and then these two spare new tires for my semi-trailer, but not too much stuff to get. So this video, I kind of wanted to give you guys another walkthrough of the house, and show you kind of a before picture right now of what it looked like when I bought it, and right now is when I just got it finished, a picture of what it looks like now. So let me go walk in there. I'll close the garage up and all that stuff. Okay, so what better spot to start off a tour of a house than what you see when you first come in, which is the living room. So pretty much I refinished the floors, as most of you know that have watched my channel. The floors did look really disgusting. I'll try to insert a picture of what they looked like before, and now you can see what they look like now. But they are very nice. I sanded them, refinished them. It took me a good 2-3 weeks to get it all done. These floors are probably the nicest hardwood floors in town. Just saying. I mean, they're really smooth. They're still dusty. I haven't cleaned them. I'll probably do that tomorrow as well, before I sign. And yeah, so like I said last time in the video, I redid the fireplace, so it actually didn't look like a bunch of poop, because it was like a round fireplace. And I got this house as a foreclosure. So when I originally bought the house, it was $61,000, like 10 years ago. So it wasn't that much money compared to what I sold it for. And so I did the fireplace, did like the little fireplace, like I think it's called a girth maybe, or something like that. Put a fan in. I probably should have done something with that light, but oh well. And you know, gave it some better paint. It was all yellow, and it already had quite a few coats of paint on it. In the when I bought it, I don't know, they just slapped a bunch of paint on it, I think before it got foreclosed on or something. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but had a lot of paint. So then I redid all the hardware. Like everybody that watches my videos knows, all this hardware has been powder coated in gold vein. If you want to know what gold vein looks like and how it turns out on like knobs and stuff, it looks very nice. So, and I replaced all the screws and stuff with new brass ones so they didn't look all painted. But do I like this? Okay, no. So you know, it's an old house, so sticky doors. But so this was the office, is the office. This is what I've always used it for, as an office. I used to have a desk in here. Obviously, it wasn't as nice. I painted the walls and stuff to make it really, you know, I think this kind of complements this room and the floors, and I just kind of liked how it turned out. But there wasn't a fan in here. I put a fan in here, and you know, I think this is going to be a really good office, but it's considered a bedroom, just the fact that it has like a closet kind of, but I feel like this is more of like a coat closet. So this is like the office slash main bedroom closet. And this like goes up to the attic right there. There's nothing in the attic. So I've actually never been up there other than when we put insulation, me and my dad put insulation up there. So yeah, so these came out really nice. I like how the powder coat and everything came out. And you know, it's definitely a lot better than it was. So we're gonna kind of walk in a weird way, but we're walking through the office slash main bedroom closet. This room isn't that huge, but I call it the like master bedroom. It's definitely big enough for a bed for me. I'm 6'8", so I had I think it's a king or a queen. I can never figure out which one's the bigger one. It was like king or queen. So I think in my new house I want to get no, it was a king, because the Alaska Kings is the one I want to get, and those are like huge. So, and here's the closet for this room, and yeah, I just painted the walls. It was all white in here, but now it's, you know, just like off like green color. But yeah, the floors in here are also very nice, and you know, the whole house. So then in here is the bathroom. I really didn't do much other than paint. I tiled the floor, put a different toilet in it, and the sink and faucet, and you know, redid all the hardware like the rest of everything. But it was, oh, and put that light up there, but it wasn't like I did a whole bunch of stuff to it. And then I did all this hardware and stuff on here. So, you know, these are just like little like drawers to put your like bath towels and stuff like that. So and then this is the smaller spare bedroom. So yeah, there's a queen, I think, in here. Still waiting on the stuff for the handles. So the powder cutter's kind of taking their time on them, and I need them by tomorrow. So I went there this morning and told them that I need them. And then this is the funny thing is, this closet in here is larger than the closet in the main bedroom. So it doesn't look like it. It's a small closet, but it would be better. It would be bigger if it didn't have these drawers. So yeah, that's that. This hall, back to the rooms, then back to the living room and everything. And yeah, look at this. It's like, I wish I lived here like when I was this nice. When I lived here, the floors looked all crappy. They were always all like I don't know, it was just weird. And then out here's like the sunroom. I just painted the floor white, painted the that stuff white, just so it didn't have chipping paint, because you need that for loans and everything, I guess. But yeah, so it's definitely a lot nicer than it was. And then here's the kitchen. Me and my dad put tile down, cabinets, and then did these cabinets and stuff. New appliances, like, I don't know, like 8 years ago. But yeah, I mean, the one thing I never liked about this kitchen was my mom like wanted me to get this set of cabinets right there, and I never really liked it because it made this this area so much smaller, just for like a kitchen table, because if that wasn't there you could have a larger kitchen table. That was the one thing I really don't like. So I'll put my shoes back on. This is the mudroom. I really didn't do much other than tile in here and do that railing, because if like I said before, if I would have done anything in here, I would have had to frame it out and do new windows and a bunch of stuff that I didn't want to do. I put that door in because it had a crappy door that, like, literally it was like the front door, but you could feel the air, the cold air coming from underneath it. And this one was the same way. Like my house, so when I first bought this house, the doors were all like the original doors on the outside. So the front door still does have a gap on the bottom, but I have a piece of little like rubber in between the bottom and the floor, so it seals it. But all these doors when I first bought it, and the chimney didn't have a damper in it. So literally there was like this huge draft. Like the first like couple months I had this house, I had no idea why my gas bill like literally was like $400 a month. And then we did the insulation in the attic, and I put this door in first, that door, and then I fixed the fireplace, and then put the little thing under the thing. So now my gas bill like this winter was only like I think 40 to 50 bucks. So that's a huge savings. So I walked down here, you know, I guess white isn't the best color because it gets dirty really easily. I had to put this railing on. It looks weird how it is right now, but as you walk down, it's actually in a really nice spot. So it's like my hand's like way up here, but as I had to put that in for the loan. And once you like are actually on the stairs, because these are super steep stairs. Yeah, so this is the basement. It isn't that impressive. I think when this house was originally built, there wasn't a basement. Something they used to do a lot was they'd add basements to houses. So I think they dug this basement out and added it. So I don't think there was originally a basement down here, but I think it was just added and dug out. Not anything too impressive, but it's definitely a lot nicer than when I bought it. It was, I don't know, it just needed cleaned up. So then in here, all I really did was drywall. It was, you know, it was really, I don't know, it was really crappy in here. And there was always like spiders coming out of the ceiling, but now it's like drywalled, so it's a lot nicer. I didn't finish it or anything, but I just drywalled it. Also, there's 2 holes that went to the garage, and I filled those. So it still has the original like old windows, so they're not very heat friendly. They probably let quite a bit of heat out and stuff like that. But I mean, This house was like a great starter house. I bought it cheap, and then I held on to it throughout the whole like downfall of the market. So I bought it like right at the bottom of the market in 2008. It's 2018 now, so you know exactly, probably almost exactly 10 years I've had it, and I've done, you know, tasteful remedies to fix problems, but not actually do stuff that changed the age of the house. I mean, it's still kind of an old style house, and I know a lot of people do like that, especially from back east, because my grandma is originally from back east, and she really likes this house. Now, I bought it, she wasn't about this house, but now I think she really likes how it's come out, and I like how it's come out. So get down to numbers. The thing you're all waiting for is how much did I buy this for, which I've already told you, $61,000. I really, you know, haven't kept too many receipts. Well, I do have receipts, but I mean, over 10 years, I've done quite a few just maintenance improvements. So when the water heater went out, I put a new water heater in, you know, these appliances and stuff. So really living here for 10 years and what I'm getting out of the house, I mean, it's almost like I almost have less in the house. So how I figure it is, I've had the house for 10 years. I lived in it for 7 because I lived up in Minnesota for 3. But when I was in Minnesota, I was paying $1,200 a month in rent. But the 7 years that I lived here, I pretty much paid the house off in the first 2 years, and then I pretty much lived in a house, like insurance, utilities, taxes. So I think it's like utilities. I think at the end of the year, that was maybe, I don't know, 5-8 grand. Even at 8 grand, that's cheap. So I mean, it's a lot cheaper than renting a house. Especially I was renting an 850 square foot apartment in Minnesota. So the fact is in what I've gotten out of the house, I would say, let's say 80. So let's say I have 80 in the house. So I paid 61. I have like 19 grand into it. Let's say that's a good number. We have 80 into it. So is that right? Yeah, 19. So I have 80 into it. So I sold the house. I had it listed for $179, and I mean, people thought I was crazy. Like, they're like, you're never gonna sell that house. I'm like, the market is like hot. People don't want to build a house because they don't have time, for one, to wait 6 months for a house to be built. And some people just like the age of the house and the look of the house and stuff like that. So I literally bought this house for 61, maybe have 19 into it, plus living in it for 10 years. And I sold it for 172. 172. So that's almost $100,000 profit. So I mean, after it's all said and done tomorrow, you know, I'm gonna start looking for some land, start looking for an actual place to build a shop house, because I really want to build a shop house. I also have been wanting to, there's a spot that's zone industrial I3 that I've been wanting to get, and it's actually relatively cheap. So we'll see what happens. So today is the day I'm going to go over and sign the papers, and I'm gonna have my house sold. So that's pretty awesome. All right, so I'm here, gonna go in and sign those papers. All right, so that's the end of this house selling video. Yesterday I lost my hat because of the wind, so I need to go buy another one. I'm gonna have some hats made. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, comment below. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.